All right, welcome everybody to a special episode of Cinema Royale. I am Travis Hopson of PunchdrunkCritics.com, and I'm here with somebody who I don't think has ever been on one of these before with me, or if so, it's been a long time. My friend Sherin Nicole from Geek Girl Riot. How you doing, Sherin?
I'm good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, see. It's so good to have her here.
Oh.
And we're here because Marvel just dropped some pretty cool news, and everybody from the site knows I'm a longtime X-Men fan, diehard, so I've been looking forward to anything going on with this. And before we move ahead, I'm going to say there are spoilers for Spider-Man Brand New Day here. We're going to be talking about everything. So if you haven't seen it yet, you don't know what's happening in it, you'll want to skip ahead and listen to this after you've seen it, all right? So the news that broke today is that Samara Weaving has been cast to play Emma Frost, the White Queen herself, one of my favorite long-standing X-Men characters. Because she's been more than just a member of the team. She's been one of their fiercest villains for even longer. But she's a fantastic character. She's going to be played by Samara Weaving. She's previously played by January Jones in X-Men First Class. And I don't know if people remember that Sigourney Weaver was supposed to play her in X-Men The Last Stand, but dropped out.
Seriously?
Right. But dropped out when Bryan Singer left the project. So yeah, that's how far back I go when my reporting from the site is how I remember that shit. So anyway, so what do you think about this news? Samara Weaving playing Emma Frost.
I like this news a lot. I'm not always the biggest fan of casting, and then sometimes people prove me wrong. Sometimes they prove me right. But in this instance, Samara Weaving seems like a perfect I'll say synergy for this character for Emma Frost because she has the kind of haughty imperial like I will break you vibes that are required. She also knows how to do a stunt. She knows how to work a fight scene. So I think it works really well. What about you?
I think you're absolutely right. Samara Weaving's been a long time favorite of mine. Of course, the Ready or Not movies, stuff like Azrael and Guns Akimbo and Mayhem. I mean, she's known for so many action movies, but she's also a really good dramatic actress too. As anybody who saw Caroline earlier this year will know, she's really good. She Over Your Dead Body, which just came out a couple months ago here. She's had three movies this year already, so she's been super busy.
I missed
Um,
that one.
yeah. So she's been really busy this year, and I think her playing Emma Frost is it's amazing that this is the first like real piece of casting for the Marvel's X-Men movie that we've gotten. I mean, there are some other people that we assume are going to be in this, and I guess we could talk about how this connects to Spider-Man: Brand New Day because I think because Marvel just had their Comic-Con panel last week. They announced a bunch of stuff, but they mentioned the X-Men not at all. And I think that was a deliberate move to wait until Spider-Man: Brand New Day, because as some people know and some people don't, Sadie Sink is indeed playing Jean Grey of
Or
the
at
X-Men.
least a Jean Grey.
She's
Like
playing a Jean Grey. Now, Emma Frost and Jean Grey in the comics are linked right from the very beginning, because Emma Frost's first storyline is the infamous Dark Phoenix saga, where she aids in the corruption and control of Jean Grey, who is overwhelmed by the Phoenix Force at that point. I could see, considering where the Jean Grey we see in Spider-Man: Brand New Day is mentally, I could see a very similar thing happening here.
Yeah, I was thinking that I somewhere in like the third act, I'm like, are they going to end with Dark Phoenix? Are we going there again this soon? Because they give you all of kind of those first forays into when you mess with Jean too much,
Yeah,
she will destroy your world,
right.
maybe your universe. So
Yeah,
so I worried that they were going to do that. But the interesting thing here for me, Travis, is this is such a young Jean Grey, and they made a point of telling us this is Jean Elaine Grey, and I was like, the middle name thing, like, what are you telling us? Are you telling us we're going to get an older version? Are we really going to play with the honeycomb? That's what I call it. Like, are we going to be dancing in and out of this honeycomb? And so with Samara Weaving being a little bit older than Sadie Sink, I just wonder what games, because Kevin Feige likes to troll us.
right.
How many versions of these characters are we going to get is what I'm
I
with
hope just one. I don't want to see multiple versions of any more characters in the MCU for a while. I think that's one of the good things that came out of Spider-Man: Brand New Day is that it's such a grounded, character-driven story and not dealing with that kind of crap. I don't want to see them start off the X-Men dealing with that kind of stuff. I mean, the
But I
X-Men
think we're
comics
gonna get a
don't.
baton handoff, though. You
I,
don't feel like they're handing like the old guard X-Men are gonna be handing off the baton to the new. We're gonna
right,
get a little bit of an Avengers handoff, and
right.
you don't feel that way?
Did they say anything about Famke Janssen being in Avengers Doomsday or anything? No, because I'm not sure that she's there.
I can't remember.
I'm not so sure that she's there.
I mean, it was
So
like 300 chairs we went through. I
I
can't.
know it's hard to keep track. I mean, we know like Marsden and like Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, stuff like that. But I don't know if I've seen anything about Famke Janssen being there to kind of hand off the baton,
Or Halle Berry.
Sophie Turner handing off the baton because we've seen a
Another
few
one.
we've seen a few Jeans already.
We get three faces of Jean. We can get Marvel Girl. We can
I know,
get
right?
Dark Phoenix. We get Phoenix. We could get every iteration of Jean Grey. But also, we haven't heard whether Halle Berry is in this to hand off the Storm mantle, or what's her
Alexandra
name?
Ship.
Alexandra Ship. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people want to forget those last couple X-Men movies with the younger cast. Like they want to act like they don't exist.
Well, I mean, they didn't even give Storm the pleasure of her name. She went through that entire movie virtually nameless. And the one time we heard her name in the original X-Men film, it sounded like they called her Aurora, and I'm still mad about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a shame because those X-Men movies are still like my favorites. Like XX2 and X-Men Days of Future Past are like untouchable for me. So it's like, but that's not to say there weren't things they got 100% right. They didn't.
Right. I
Uh,
like First Class a lot,
First Class is
despite
really
some of
good
the
too.
problems.
First Class is so good. Also, I mean, the X-Men movies for Fox had a really good run. For a long time, they were the standard for superhero movies for a very long time. Before Marvel came along, kind of took that mantle from them. But Fox did it right for a long time before they screwed it up. I think every company screws it up after a while. Like Sony screwed up Spider-Man after a while. After a long time of getting it exactly right. Marvel has screwed it up the last like 5 years,
Oh
and now
my
they're trying to
God.
recover.
It's sometimes you just want to say relax. Make a
Yeah,
movie when the movie is ready. Don't kind of be kind of forced into this release schedule that causes you to put out movies like Quantum Mania. Uh, don't do that.
yeah. They put the cart before the horse. This is what killed Sony's second run with Spider-Man with through Andrew Garfield was they started planning projects years and years in advance before they had stories for them, and it was just a disaster. So, and Marvel started doing that too, which is where you get this stuff like what happened with Blade, where it's announced 7 years ago and then nothing ever happens, and now they vowed never to do that sort of thing again. So it's like, good, you shouldn't because it's obviously not worked out. So,
Did not work out.
so
Uh,
good.
I was just going to say it's such a shame about the Mahershala Ali, all of the writer turnover, all of the director turnover with this Blade, because we do want to see a Blade. I think if Daredevil and Wolverine proved anything, it's that we love Blade, and I feel like Blade is the grandfather of this whole universe.
For sure.
And so it's just it's a real shame we don't get that. Of course, we could talk about the Wonder Man cancellation if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm a little upset about that too.
Yeah.
This was a good first season.
Very good first season. Now, Julian, of course, who's another one of our colleagues and friends,
Yeah,
he thinks that they're going for having Wonder Man in the movies. If they are, they have not told Yaya that yet. So,
right. I don't.
so
I mean, that may eventually happen, but I don't think that was the original plan. I mean, they've been veering away from Disney Plus shows for a couple of years now, as much as possible, where they can. So, I mean, that's probably part of it. A lot of these shows just aren't getting second seasons, and a lot of these things are turning from shows into movies, kind of like Moana 2 did. Like Moana 2 started off as a show and they turned it into a movie.
that
So,
was a good call. The kind of king of Disney, Bob Iger, he made a good call there.
right, right.
Yeah.
We're not all stuck at home anymore. So he wants these things to start making money again. So, but if they're going to put Yaya on the big screen, that's a smart move. And I think Marvel consistently underestimates how much people love Blade, which is which is funny because he's popular in literally every single version of media. Like the most recent the game that came out today, Marvel Tokon,
Hmm.
has Blade, and the biggest uproar was the announcement of Blade being part of the cast. And I think people are just, I mean, people love those Wesley Snipes movies, more than anything. And those movies are what 30 years old. I mean,
Yeah, and they hold
crazy.
up. It's still really enjoyable. We don't need to talk about the Blade series with Sticky.
Well, I like that first season. So in fact, I still own it on DVD. I have it. So I mean, but that show got canceled not because it was bad or because we weren't watching it. It's because it was too expensive for the network. So you know, I would have liked to have seen what they done a second season.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to the X-Men. So we've got Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. We probably have Sadie Sink as Jean Grey going to be in that as well. It seems like my assumption is that we're going to see a flurry of casting after this. Like this is just the first.
Yeah, I mean, because we just got, and I think this is related, because of course, we've just gotten, you and I have talked about this, David Johnson as T'Challa Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer just T'Challa, but T'Challa Jr. And so we have to think that with the first appearance of T'Challa being in an Avengers movie, that they're kind of going to follow up that kind of casting. I still hope, Travis, and you have to tell me what you think,
Mm-hmm.
that we're going to get an actual Doctor Doom, because I feel like the Robert Downey Jr. Doom is a stunt.
Right.
And we're gonna need, and it's kind of like a cosmic doom, and I think we're gonna need like a real Mads Mikkelsen doom. Uh,
Yeah, he'd be amazing in that
yeah,
role.
yeah,
I agree with you. I think this is stunt casting as well, and that after maybe even before Secret Wars, we see a real Doom. I think maybe by the end of Doomsday, we have the first inklings of who the real Doom is. And maybe we get another version of Tony Stark who's back in the MCU
you think?
somehow. I think so. I don't think he's gone forever.
You think it's RDJ though?
Yeah, I think he comes
Oh,
back. I think he
mm,
comes back.
fair enough. I
I mean,
take it.
If Marvel's smart, they pay him whatever he wants to come back because their biggest movies were with him around. So
Yeah, he's their pillar character. I think that they're trying to make Deadpool. I said Daredevil earlier. They're trying to make Deadpool. I just realized I said Daredevil and Wolverine, which I would take,
yeah,
absolutely take. But
yes,
I think they're gonna make Deadpool a pillar character as well. We kind of sell that at San Diego Comic Con when he showed up in the gray suit, and but I
the X Force suit.
yeah. Oh, that's right.
It's the X Force suit, which makes
That's
me think there's the next one will be an X Force movie, is what I think.
and
So
they've been teasing that, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So that'll be good. Of course, we got X Force.
I just
And
want X Factor. Just give me the X Factor movie.
you want the X Factor
I want the
movie?
X Factor. X Factor was my favorite team. So
Yeah, I
the
remember
Peter David run of X Factor was my favorite version of X Factor. So
you
that's why
always like the like because you like the Justice Society, right?
I love the Justice Society.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So you always like the team that's not the main team, but it's like the beloved side team that represents
Yes,
your
they're all
squad.
because they're always more fun. They could always do different things with them. Like you could do better. You could do more things with them, but you could with like the mainline team because they have to stay in a certain kind of mode. But the offshoot team is always the better team.
Yeah.
You could branch out and then like experiment a little bit. And those X Factor stories by Peter David, they were not traditional stories a lot of the time. So,
I have to go back and read that. I'm probably going to tell you an unpopular opinion,
oh,
so brace yourself. But I really want a new She-Hulk. I think
okay.
She-Hulk is for me what Emma Frost is to you,
Hmm.
and I don't think we got a Jen Walters. I call it Jen Hulk.
Yeah.
We've gotten a Jen Walters, but the true essence of who She-Hulk is meant to be to this MCU, to Marvel at large, we haven't gotten that character. And I
Hmm.
mean, so many of these guys need an attorney, and superhuman law is one of the best things that we've gotten. And so I'd
Yeah.
really
It's such a cool idea.
Oh, I just always loved it. And it's been done twice to good effect. What's my guy's name who originally did Superhuman Law? Slott. Dan Slott did it.
And it's a
I,
lot. Yeah.
and then you come back later and you get I think it's Charles Schwab who does a really good job at it,
Hmm.
and multiple artists throughout those runs. But I want to see a real She-Hulk. I want to see her not taken too seriously because she's the party girl, but she's also, hyper intelligent, and she's also really looking for everyone. And when we're talking about cosmic stories, she's faced the tribunal.
She's
Just
a member of the Fantastic Four.
yeah, yes, she was the leader of A-Force.
Hmm.
She has this really amazing history, and I think that the problem with what they did with that show is that they cast Jen Walters, and when you're working with She-Hulk, you never cast Jen Walters. You
Right.
cast Shulky because
Right.
that's the main body of the character, and I
Right.
think that's where they went astray with
My
that.
only beef with it is that I really like Tatiana Maslany, so I'd want her to stick around. So
She's amazing, but if she sticks around, we have to go the classic Hulk route where we get somebody who is the human form
bigger.
and somebody who is the Hulk form.
I can totally agree with that aspect, that for sure, for sure. All right, so we got our first major X-Men casting. It's Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. I am excited for this. I think it bodes Dark Phoenix stuff on the horizon, but we shall see. We shall see.
If they can get Dark Phoenix right for once, because
They
you
keep
got
trying. I mean, they keep
they
doing
keep
it.
trying, right?
They got
You
to
and
get
I
it
are
right
lifelong
sometime.
comic fans, right? So we probably read Dark Phoenix when it came out. So it's like, give us this story, but do it the way it deserves to be done. So
Yeah,
that means build up to it the way you built up to Thanos, I think.
yeah. I mean, that was a years long saga before they even got to that point. So, a lot of stuff went on before that. We'll
Oh
see.
my
I mean,
gosh.
what's that?
I said, oh my gosh, maybe that's why Sadie Sink is so young. They're gonna
Maybe.
build. Okay, I'm
Maybe
kidding.
they're building to that being the next Avengers level event storyline. Which, if that's the case, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I'll take that.
I'm cool with that. Which would make sense because the X-Men are definitely going to be like the centerpiece team in this next phase of Marvel movies, not the Avengers, not
Yeah,
this
they
team of
have
the
to be,
Avengers.
right?
Yeah.
Because
So
they have to submit the X-Men into this Disney Marvel universe,
yeah,
and which we haven't seen them in yet. Well, we've seen bits and pieces, but
yeah,
really seen them in yet.
yeah. All right, Shireen, tell people where they can find you, please.
Okay, I'm Sherin Nicole, and you can find me several places. Geek Girl Riot, as Travis mentioned, which is the show. Riotus, RIOT-US.com, which is the website. And then you can find me on RogerEbert.com. And so, just look for Sherin Nicole, and you will find all kinds of things that I'm writing and talking about and getting loud about.
Roger Ebert has Shireen on all the time to do stuff. They had me on when they need black people to fill in on Black Critic Week, so which is cool. I'm cool with that. All right, and I'm joking. I'm just joking because I don't ever ask them to do more than that. I'm just messing around. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Go see Spider-Man Brand New Day this weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.